What's going on, everyone? It's Twist here. Welcome back to another video. Yeah, today I'm sniping. I'm actually gonna give you sniper tips. What? Twist, you're the worst player with the sniper. How are you gonna give me tips, huh? I think I've improved a lot since 2-3 months ago when I was really bad. So I feel like I can just give some tips on what I've done. Basically I'll just tell you what I've done to improve my sniper gameplay. First of all, I've found settings that I'm comfortable with, because if you knew, I had been switching settings a lot, and that doesn't help when you play with sniper, because your flicks will be off. When you flick, you won't be used to your sensitivity. Even if you play for like 1 week or something, you still won't be used to your sensitivity. So the first tip for sniping is, at least my tip, again, all these tips are what I think is the best. If you think otherwise, you can comment it, but don't be like, what you said is wrong. I know that what I'm saying is right. Like, I'm not saying what I think is right. It's just what helped me improve. So, getting back on track. That was nice. Yeah, settings. Just stay with your settings, play with them, and you will get better with sniping, just because your flicks will be more on point. Another tip, if you really want to play like sniper as your main weapon, because if you don't know, I play AK as my main weapon. So there's different settings that are good for sniper and that are good for... Bro, I need to get this. Wait, let me finish. Okay, there we go. That was nasty, bro. There are certain settings that are good for AK and certain settings that are good for sniper. You can still play with the other weapon. You will just not be as good. For sniper, you would need a high sensitivity with low aim acceleration, because what aim acceleration does is, when you flick the same distance with different speeds, if you have aim acceleration on, there will be your screen will move a different length. When you have aim acceleration off, what will happen is, even if you flick at very low speed or at very high speed, as long as you flick the same distance, it will move your screen the same distance. So aim acceleration helps if you are playing with AK, but if you're playing with sniper, try to play with a low aim acceleration or just with aim acceleration off. As you might know, Angel, which is, in my opinion, the best sniper in the game, he plays with no aim acceleration. His settings are something like 4.75x, I think 2.25y. I actually looked this up, so if you want to just steal his settings, feel free to, I won't be mad. And 0 aim acceleration. So yep, that's the first step. Again, this is not really organized, I know. You'll have to watch the full video to get all the pro twist tips. But the first one is, stay with your settings for a while. Try to play with settings that are with no or low aim acceleration. The second tip, practice your quickscopes. When you snipe, you won't always be hard scoping or holding an angle if you're playing defuse. If you're playing team deathmatch, just for practice, it doesn't matter. But when you're playing defuse, there will be situations where you have to unscope and just move to a different place. And the problem is, if you try to move with your scope in, basically you're not unscoped, because it's very slow to move with scoped sniper. If you move with unscoped sniper, if you see someone and you want to kill him, you will have to be good at quickscopes. Not good at no scopes, because the way no scopes work in this game, the bullet, as you may have noticed, when you do a no scope, it doesn't always go in the middle of your screen per se. It goes more like, a few centimeters off. And the way they decide where the bullet will go is just random. The aim has just random generator or something, I don't know. Don't quote me on this, but it's pretty much random when you no scope. So don't try to practice no scopes, try to practice quick scopes. Because when you actually quick scope, when you scope in, still your bullet won't go in the middle of the screen always, but it will be much more accurate. The way you can practice quick scopes... Well, what is he doing? I'm actually doing pretty good right now, but I'm focusing more on the commentary part. The way you can practice quickscopes is, again, stay with one settings and try to just, when you play, try to move around the map unscoped and try to just predict where the middle of your screen is. I know it sounds weird, but you'll get better with time. It's not that hard. You just have to basically have that sense of where the middle of your screen is. Because if you do, you can always just keep your sniper basically on the enemy. You're playing with your sniper, if you're not scoped, the same you would play with your AK basically. Movement's a bit different, but your aim is the same. You just go around the map and aim at the body. Ooh, oh baby, that was nice. That was actually nice. Yeah, you just go around the map and just aim at the body. Even if you don't have crosshair, you can still do it. As I said, that's why you need a good sense of where the middle of your screen is. And then when you see someone, you just scope in very fastly and then click shoot. So that's how I practiced my no-scopes, just trying to get a sense of where the middle of my screen is. Maybe playing with AK, but with no HUD, which means there will also be no crosshair, would help. Because then when you start shooting, you can kind of see where the bullets go, and with time you'll get better with understanding where the middle of your screen is. That's actually what I did to get a better sense of where the middle of my screen is and to get better quickscopes. I just play with AK but with no HUD. You can turn off HUD in your settings. Just click on where your basically normal settings where your aim X and aim Y sensitivity is, and scroll down. There should be an option to disable HUD. I think it's called show HUD, and you just uncheck it. Alright, that's the second tip. The third tip is you kind of need to get a better reaction time. And I know reaction time is mainly genetic. If you're tall, you'll probably have a lower reaction time than short people, because your nerves are just longer and it takes longer for the signal of your eyes. You know, you see someone on your screen, it'll just take longer for your nerves to get that signal to your brain. But one way you can always kind of stay active and just not fall asleep when you play, or just lower your reaction time because you're not focusing, is when you scope in and you know you have to just hard scope a spot for like 50 seconds. It's really boring and you get, you know, distracted. One way you can keep always focused, or you can always keep yourself focused, is when you scope in, try to move your scope a bit upside and downwards. So that will just kind of, I know it sounds weird, but just move it a little bit so that if someone peeks your crosshair, your scope would still be on him. But just move it a little bit, that will just improve your reaction time, because you're doing something on a screen, you're concentrating on it, and it actually works with AK as well, but it's just, oh boy, oh baby, that was a nice way to end the round. 37 and 8, see, I'm really improving with the sniper. Before I would barely get 20 kills and I would get like 25 deaths if I played with a sniper. Alright, I joined another game, but those are basically the three biggest tips. Play with the same sensitivity, play with the sensitivity that has low aim acceleration. Then practice your no-scopes. No, not no-scopes. Practice your quickscopes. I said it wrong. Don't practice your no-scopes. It's almost useless. If you have a good sense of where the middle of your screen is, which is the third tip, you will also, if you no-scope, you know the bullet goes not in the middle of the screen, but you will still probably get that no-scope if you just have a good sense, if you have a very good sense of where the middle of your screen is. So those are the three biggest tips I can give right now, because that's just what I've gathered from practicing playing with sniper for the past 2-3 months. Another tip I could give you is try to play like a noob. I know, but again, I'm talking about diffuse, not TDMs, and TDMs, try everything, just, you know, so you can get your aim better. But if you're playing diffuse, if you're playing ranked, try to play like a noob. And what I mean by that is try to just, you know, camp and hold an angle. When you play with sniper, I know the quickscopes look the best, the no-scopes look the best, but it's hard to get them. That's why they look good, because it's very hard to get them. If you just want kills, if you just want your team to win, if you want to win the round, just pick an angle, probably long range, so when someone peeks, he's long range, it's much harder for him to hit you. But since you have a scope, it's pretty easy for you to hit him. And yeah, just hard scope. I'm sorry, I know it's noob, but just pick an angle that you're holding and hard scope it, and someone probably will peek if they push you. If they don't push you and you have to rotate, try to pick places to rotate where there probably isn't an enemy. It might take longer for you to rotate to the other side, but the advantage is that you most likely won't die because you won't meet anyone. Because if you meet someone with an AK and you have a sniper and you're not scoped in, you're moving, and you have to quick scope to kill him, the guy with the AK has advantage over you, because it's just generally harder to zoom in and shoot than just click one button and you know, kill the enemy with your AK-47. So try to play passively and try to play a way that you don't meet as many people if you're trying to rotate. Another tip, if you're playing on the terrorist side, try not to just play with sniper on the terrorist side. If you really wanna, if your main weapon is like a sniper, and the reason why I don't want you to play with a sniper on terrorist side is because you can't hold an angle, you can't camp really on terrorist side, so you have to quickscope a lot more, and yeah, that will just fail you eventually. So try to play AK on the terrorist side. That's actually a way how I practiced. Every time I played ranked or I played custom matchmaking or whatever scrims, I played the CD side with sniper, because I can hardscope, and the terrorist side with AK because I have to push and I'm not that good with quickscopes. If you do really want to play with the sniper on the terrorist side, you know, sniper is your main weapon, you don't want to play AK, you're bad with AK, you want to play sniper, try to play in a way where, again, you hardscope a lot, where you hold an angle a lot. Maybe try to push something but not peek it yet. You just push where you want to peek, and then just hardscope common spots, because even though CTs don't have to push, they'll probably peek you to get info, to know where your team is, to know where you are. And if they peek you, you have the advantage, because you're hardscoped. All you have to do is just click one button and the opponent is dead. So when you play on the terrorist side, yeah, try to just, for example, go mid and hold one angle and just wait for someone from B side to peek. Don't try to push on site and, you know, quick scope. That probably won't work. If you're playing for kills, and if you're playing for your team to win, not for cool clips, try to hold an angle. Those are basically the 5 biggest tips I can give. Of course, there's a lot of you need to practice and probably things that I don't know still. I got a voice break there, which is nice. But yeah, that's just what I wanted to say about sniping, what I've noticed from, you know, practicing for the past months to get better at sniping. And hopefully these tips help you. Probably if you're not like bad or just average in the critical ops community, if you're kind of good with the sniper, if you're better than me with the sniper, you already know these tips. But again, I make tip videos for people who are new to the game, who just found my channel, or who just want to get better. So yeah, that's it. Hopefully you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time. Bye. Even as a youngster, causing ruckus on the back of the bus. I was a fool all through high school, kicking up dust, but now I'm labeled as a troublemaker. Who can you blame? Smoking weed helped me take away the pain, so I'm hopeless. Rolling down the freeway, swerve.